Today, I turned 40, a milestone that has become for me not just a number, but a mirror reflecting an incredible journey. Behind me are years of trials, complicated relationships, dark days of depression, burnout, financial struggles, a car accident that turned everything upside down, and dozens of other storms that nearly everyone goes through. But now, I have a profitable business, a strong and loving family, and most importantly, God is in my life. This journey was worth every minute, and I have something to share. Who among us hasn't had moments when the past knocked on the door with a bitter sense of regret? I'm sure you've also felt that pain in your chest when you think, what if everything had turned out differently? Regret is a natural part of the human experience. I always say that there are three things that destroy happiness: constant regrets about the past, ingratitude for the present, and anxiety about the future. It is precisely the endless sense of guilt toward the past that can deprive a person of joy. But at times, this feeling visits everyone, and I am no exception. And if I could go back to my 20s, what would I say to myself? It wouldn't be trivial advice like drink water or go for a morning run. Those things are important, but not the main point. First, I would grab myself by the shoulders and say, wake up, learn to manage your attention. In our youth, we rarely realize what a treasure this is, especially in a world that changes faster than we can blink. At that time, energy is overflowing, parties until morning, endless social media feeds, one video after another, new faces, new ideas. It's a time when you want to try everything, find your place under the sun, understand where to ignite your star, build an empire, or become a master of your craft. And that's wonderful. These are the sparks that can ignite a flame. But here's the catch. Without focus, all that energy dissipates like dust in the wind. Managing attention is not just a skill. It's the key to success, which I discovered far too late. If I had known back then that everything I focus on starts to grow, I wouldn't have scattered my efforts. Problems? They fade away when you face them head-on with full concentration. Goals? They become reality when you give them your all. My first piece of advice to my younger self would be simple. Take control of your attention. Figure out what burns in your heart and throw all your strength, all your passion into it. You are the master of your destiny, and it all starts with where you direct your gaze. The second important piece of advice I would give myself concerns self-development. Look, the world is full of people who never grow. They simply drift along, repeating the same thing day after day. They either became disillusioned with life or never realized the value of growth. It's as if they've put a cross on themselves, refusing the opportunities that could change their future. Others, on the contrary, dive into endless learning, believing that the more knowledge, the better. They read hundreds of books, watch lectures, study dozens of topics, but without a clear goal, they try to develop in every direction at once, assuming that self-improvement has value in itself. Once I was among those people. I believed that the more I learned, the more successful I would become. I devoured knowledge, swallowed books, studied everything indiscriminately. Of course, it broadened my horizons, and I could shine with my erudition. But did it help me in life? Of course not. The point is that self-development is valuable only when it is directed toward specific goals. Let's break down what targeted self-development really means. It's not just learning for the sake of learning. It's a process where you first define a goal and then study only what will help you achieve it. Many young people do the opposite. They develop chaotically, hoping that knowledge alone will lead them to success. But that's not how it works. Instead, they get bogged down in self-development, like in quicksand. You know them, eternal students, collectors of diplomas and certificates. They study, read, and improve without stopping, but they never take a step toward action. I call them pathological hoarders of competencies. After all, knowledge is a perishable commodity. If you don't apply it right away, it becomes outdated, like milk on a shelf. I would love to shake them and say, enough preparing for life, start living it. If I had realized this earlier, I would have saved years of my life. Instead of endlessly studying everything, I would have focused only on the knowledge that brought me closer to success. So, my second piece of advice to my younger self, learn with intention. Choose knowledge that will truly change your life and apply it as soon as possible. Your effectiveness depends not on the amount of knowledge, but on how you use it. The third piece of advice I would give to my younger self is to learn how to build relationships with people. Often, people think that success depends solely on knowledge, skills, or hard work. Yes, those are important. But if you don't know how to build relationships, your achievements will be limited. No matter what direction you grow in, business, politics, culture, or art, it all boils down to one thing: how others perceive you. Networking is not just about meeting people. It's the art of building strategic connections that will help you move toward your goals. Well-established relationships open doors that you couldn't unlock on your own. And here, balance is key. Many think that connections are purely a business matter, but the ability to build relationships is important in all areas. In communication with friends, in a professional environment, in family, in partnerships. It's an entire science that, unfortunately, isn't taught in schools. We study a multitude of subjects that will never be useful in real life, but we aren't taught how to find common ground with different people, how to resolve conflicts effectively, how to persuade and argue your point of view, how to build long-term relationships. I made countless mistakes while figuring out how to find common ground with people. So many errors, so many missed opportunities. If I had realized in my youth that relationships are an investment just as important as knowledge or money, I would have saved myself a lot of nerves and time. So, I would tell myself, stop, look around, and start learning to build connections intentionally. Be the person others want to walk alongside, someone they respect and are drawn to. By the way, do you want more life hacks from my experience? Join my Telegram channel. The link is below. There, I share even more of what has helped me in many areas of life. The next thing I would tell myself is, stop avoiding failures and mistakes. Start seeing them as a source of strength. From early childhood, we're taught that making mistakes is bad. In school, mistakes get you low grades. In society, failures bring judgment. People fear them, avoid them, feel ashamed of them. But the truth is that failures and mistakes are the foundation of any growth. If you look at them from a different angle, you can see that they are actually the best teachers in life. A mistake is not the end, it's a step upward. The more you fear making a mistake, the less you act. Yet the only path to success is through active effort. Not just random attempts, but strategic forward movement. I realized this too late. In my youth, I also worried about my mistakes, tried to avoid them, thinking that failures were a step backward. But in reality, each one was an opportunity to grow. Looking back, I see that the most valuable lessons I received were not from victories, but from defeats. So, how can one learn to look at mistakes the right way? First, accept them as part of the journey. Any success is built on the foundation of trials and errors. Second, figure out which mistakes need your attention. Repeated mistakes are like a broken record. If you keep tripping over the same thing time and time again, it means the lesson hasn't been learned. Stop and figure it out. Mistakes with irreversible consequences are those rare cases when a single wrong step can ruin too much. Here, caution and foresight are essential. And third, pain is a signal for growth. Everything that brings discomfort makes you stronger. Think about training. Your muscles ache after a workout, but that's exactly how they grow. The same principle applies in life. Discomfort leads to strength, not weakness. Here, I would tell myself, don't be afraid of mistakes and failures. Use them as fuel for growth. Each time you fail, ask yourself, what lesson can I learn from this? If I had understood this earlier, I would have moved toward my goals faster, more confidently, and without fear of defeat. The fifth important piece of advice I would give to my younger self is to realize your mission as early as possible. It's about figuring out as soon as you can why you are here, what drives you, what you want, what scares you, what ignites the sparks in your eyes, where your strengths lie, and where you are weak. Here's a simple example. A GPS navigator. It helps you find your way, but first, it determines your current location. If you don't do that, the system simply can't plot a route. The same applies to life. If you don't realize who you are, what you enjoy, what your strengths are, you'll move aimlessly, wasting time and energy. And what does it mean to understand your starting conditions? It means asking yourself key questions. What do I want from life? What do I enjoy doing? What am I good at? What do people need so much that they're willing to pay for it? What inspires me so much that I'm ready to grow in it endlessly? When you find the answers, you see where to direct your energy and what to discard as unnecessary baggage. Many people confuse a mission with something religious or lofty, but I'm talking about something different. It's about clarity that makes you more effective. Understanding your mission cuts away everything superfluous, the things that weigh you down, that don't bring happiness, and leads you to what fills your days with joy and meaning. In my youth, I often wasted energy on the wrong things. I chased money, took on tasks that didn't warm my soul, didn't give me energy, and only drained me. Now I see that was a detour. If I had realized earlier that my mission isn't about earning for the sake of earning, but about what I love, what I'm good at, and what brings value to others, I would have saved years. Money is a result, not a goal. First, find what ignites you, what you can give to the world, and then build your life around that. So, my fifth piece of advice to my younger self would be this. Stop and ask yourself, why are you here? What do you want to leave behind? What brings you joy? What are you talented at? What do people value? And only then think about how to turn that into your life's work. The sooner you realize this, the faster you'll start living the way you dreamed, with energy, with drive, with the feeling that each day brings you closer to something greater. The next piece of advice I would give myself, and in fact, it could have been one of the first, is about how important it is to believe in God and entrust your path to Him. I would sit across from my 20-year-old self, full of ambitions and doubts, and say, listen, there's something greater than yourself. Believe in the one who created this world and surrender your steps to Him. It's not about strict rules, but about the strength that will guide you further. It's not about fitting everything into the framework of religion. No, it's simpler and deeper than that. We are all people created by one Creator, and it doesn't matter what you call Him. Some say God, others say Allah, Jesus, or higher power. The essence is the same. There is one who designed you, who knows your path better than you do. In my youth, I often relied solely on my own strength, thinking that everything depended on my persistence and intellect. But life showed me, when you walk alone, you can get lost, burn out, or hit a wall. But when you believe there is one who guides you, it's as if you gain an inner compass. Imagine, you're building the ship of your life. You can hold the helm yourself, fight the winds and waves, and maybe even reach the shore. But if you entrust the course to the one who sees the entire map, who knows where the storms are and where the calm waters lie, you'll not only get there, but you'll do it with ease and light in your soul. I've noticed more than once, the moments when I let go of control and said, lead me, became turning points. Doors opened where I didn't expect them, and strength came when it seemed there was none left. We are all children of one Creator, and this faith doesn't divide us, but unites us. It's not about sitting and waiting for miracles, but about acting with the confidence that you're not alone. My advice to my younger self would be simple. Open your heart to this strength. Ask yourself, where are you leading me? And listen to the answers in your soul, in the signs around you. It's like wind in your sails. You still row, but with it, you sail faster. Success is possible without this faith. People reach the heights without it, but with it, the journey becomes brighter, purer, and more meaningful. You're not just achieving, you're living with the feeling that it's all worthwhile. So, believe, trust, and move forward boldly. And you'll see how life begins to unfold before you, like a flower at dawn. Now, I want to address everyone watching this video. I understand that each of you has ended up here exactly at the moment when it's truly needed. Some are watching this at 20 years old, others earlier, and some much later. But as my mentor used to say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Each time the past tries to catch up with you, remind yourself, everything that happened has led you to this moment in your life. All the mistakes, all the victories, all the tough decisions. It's all shaped who you are. But it's important to remember that you don't have to drag the past along like a heavy burden. It should not be an anchor pulling you down, but a wind that fills your sails and carries you forward. Stop looking back with regret. Take only lessons from the past, not pain. Move forward with the confidence that the best is yet to come. Every morning is a new chance. Every minute is an opportunity to rewrite your story. Be grateful for what you already have, and move forward with your head held high. Believe in yourself. Believe in your strengths. Believe that something amazing awaits you, because you deserve it. I sincerely hope that my advice will help you realize important things in life. If this video has given you new thoughts or ideas, let me know. Like it, leave a comment, subscribe.